this is going to be a module on basic music theory. I just played all the chords in the key of D. So this is a D. So in chords are major or minor, and chords are basically made up of, you know, in the typical sense when we talk about chords, those are three notes. Okay, three notes make up a chord. The root note. So if I am playing a G, the G chord, the G would be the most important chord. Everything revolves around the G. So then that's usually, not all the time, but yes, usually your lowest note. So G, this is your D, you know that. This is also a D here. So if we use our arc technique, this is a D something. This is actually this chord, because this is a D and this is a D. This is just like us playing this open. So what I was doing when I was, it's called descending, I was going down the neck and I was playing the different notes, and you could hear that they kind of sound pretty good together. It's like chord going to another chord, going to another chord, going to another chord, and they all kind of fit. What you cannot do is just pick any old, you know, and just assume it'll fit. So let me just at random, maybe I'll even close my eyes and show you that there are some notes, some frets I want to target and some frets I don't want to play. So as you can see, it was like this: 1 down, 2 down, 2 down, 2 down, 1 down. That sounds familiar to your ear. It's a scale. So the notes that we didn't play are this note, this note, this note, this note, this note. So you're gonna see that if I play these notes that I was trying to avoid, and I just play any notes at random, it's not going to sound good. So let's start with this. Instead of playing here, let's play this note. Let's see how it sounds. Oh, that one sounds terrible. Some of them sound pretty cool. So again, you don't have to play the notes or the chords that are in that key that typical Western music plays it in. Is that you can see I played some of them. Some of them sounded pretty cool. Like this, from here to here, it had a interesting feel. Sounds pretty cool. That sounds all right. You know, it has a good effect, but something is not right. This one, that one sounds horrendous. That does not sound good at all. This is okay. This is actually an F. E minor, we know this one is something we usually don't play, but that sounds pretty cool. Okay, the reason why I'm showing you that is this is just basic music theory. Okay, so that's pretty much almost always gonna work. That's been used time and time again. Your ear likes that sound, and you mix those chords that I just played. So okay, so chords. See, so those are those that see they sound good when you go back and forth and you make some kind of movement. They will naturally fit. Again, not every single from this chord to this chord will sound good, but they are in that family that you can pick and choose from. Some chords might not sound good right next to each other, but you know, you pick another chord. If those two chords don't sound good together, pick another chord and put it in between, somewhere in between these two chords as a transition, and you'll be able to move and, you know, develop patterns, and it'll sound pretty good. Again, I was just experimenting, and that's what I want you to do. Find those, okay, and just kind of move around using the arc technique, and you're gonna see that usually in any key, it's those chords that people put together in certain ways to make their songs, and you're going to see this pattern over and over again. Just so you know what notes I was playing, this is your 12th fret. You see these markers here, 12, your 11th. This is your 9th. Okay, and a lot of these are, you play the markers. Okay, so here, so this marker, this marker, this marker, this marker. Okay, so not all the markers, but that'll help you. 12. 11 is one down. 9. The next marker, 7. 5. Go down 1, 4. 2. And then you're back to open. D and D, same thing. Or from here, could go all the way back up, or you can do a transition, go back to the top. I just kind of threw that in there. So as you can see, you can just play. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could play like that. And again, you can just experiment with that. So that's the first step in music theory. And again, you can see that you don't have to play that. This chord sounds pretty cool. Right before the D. You gotta, you're building tension, but you gotta resolve it back to the D. Now you feel better. Feel tense? Okay, that sounds good. So you can relax. So play around with that, and you can even start writing songs. And what you can do is, once you start playing on the high, if a certain, you're playing around and like, oh, that pattern sounds good. If you don't want to play it super high up here, find where is that, or where is this note here. Find it here. There it is. Instead of playing it way up here, you can play it here. And so you just match the notes there. So have fun. Most chords, as you know, the standard way of thinking about chords is three notes, okay? And it's your root note, which is the most important. And you might not be familiar with these terms, but as an introduction, so when you start, the more you start playing, you're going to hear people say these terms, okay? So it's your root note, okay? That's your main note. You're going to hear the term third, and you're going to hear the term fifth, okay? So when you think of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, so if I say third, so this is your number one, this is your root, do, re, mi. See this third right here? This is what we're talking about, the third note. Do, re, mi. So it's the mi, okay? So if somebody says your third, okay, so you take your do and you go, that's 1, 2, 3, mi. Do, re, mi. This is your third. If somebody says the fifth of the scale, or the fifth of the chord, it's do, re, mi, fa, sol. I'm sorry, I'm losing my dexterity, my pinky right here. So it's mi and sol. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when somebody says to make a chord, you need your first, your third, and your fifth. It's this right here. It's this one right here, and it's this one right here. It's 1, 2, 3 to make a chord. First, third, fifth. Okay, so usually your first, so these three notes sound really good together. The other notes sound, they are in the scale. They make sense musically. Some of them sound better than others, but the first, the third, and the fifth are what make the chord. So if you have your first and your fifth, okay, these two right here, they sound really good together. The first, so do, re, mi, fa, sol. So do and sol sounds really good together. Your first note and your fifth note, okay? What makes a chord major or minor is this. This is very important, okay? Your third, okay? So if your third, do, re, mi, okay, that spacing is a major scale. What I mean by that is 1, 2, 3. Your third is just how you would sing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now, if you flat this note, if you lower it 1 fret, it becomes a minor. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, okay? Let's take our G here, okay? So this is a G. This string right here, your third, is really easy on a DADGAD because your third string is going to be where you play your third in the chord. Okay, if you notice, DADGAD, there's only 3 letters. D, A, D is still a D, so that's only, okay, so there's D, there's A, DADGAD. D, A, D I wouldn't count because you already said D. G, your G. Ah, you already said A. D, your last D, DADGAD, you already said D, so there's only 3 letters, 3 notes, DADGAD. So your third is played on your third string, okay? It's very unique to this tuning, and it's kind of, believe it or not, it makes things a little bit simpler. When I play my third string, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make like a walk, a little step down, okay? So this is like a step up, and you're going down a step here. So if I play my G here on my third string, instead of playing on my 5th fret, it's like I'm stepping down this way. So it's going to be my 4th fret. So here's my root note, my G, my first, my third is here. This is my G, and when it is in this spacing from each other, okay, so I'm adding a second string, a second finger, but it's still a G, mute, ring, 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 but I'm going to play on purpose this third just so we can hear. That's a G. That's a regular G, a G major. Okay, a major is, and you don't have to say major. You can just say G, and we know that's a major. That's a major chord or a major scale. Now listen to what happens. This note right here. Okay, that's the third. When I make it flat, when I lower it, it gives a whole different feel. It becomes a minor. So here we go, G. Watch when I lower it. I'm going to switch my fingers around. It was kind of a hard stretch. See how that one note really changed everything, and that's the difference between a major and a minor. So again, this is your first is your root, your third and your fifth make the chord. In your third in a regular do re mi, that spacing is your third. If you lower this by just by one fret, you're flatting the third. It becomes a minor. So it makes a huge difference. Minor. And you see how a major has a kind of like a strong, triumphant, and kind of happy feel, and how a minor has a more of a, it kind of pulls at you a little bit more emotionally, kind of is like it can be thought of as sad or dark, not dark evil. It's just like kind of like you know, scripture talks about the thick darkness, okay, and in relation to God, and he's holy and he's powerful. So dark doesn't mean like bad, evil. So it doesn't mean Christians should stay away from minor chords. But aren't there books in the Bible kind of like that? Some books are kind of more of triumphant. Most books are very balanced. You know, they have the elements of kind of like a major feel and a minor feel as far as books are concerned. And you look at the book of Revelation, there's a lot of minor chord feeling. If you were to put music to the book of Revelation, I would put a lot of minor chords in there. But not that book is so dark, because it's ultimate triumph and victory. So there is, so there's a place for it. And in a song, there's a balance between minors and majors, and it's all, believe it or not, just one fret apart will make a difference. So whenever you see, so a G is not the same as a G minor. Okay, it's just one little fret, a note with a little, just a flatting of the third that'll make a ton of difference. Now, I don't know if you caught on, but in the way that OFWC, One Finger Worship Chords, this method is, we really kind of stay away. We let this this third string, which makes the chord major or minor, we kind of don't touch it, if you noticed. And that's what we use to our advantage. We either leave it playing open. We're not playing the third or the flatting the third. We're kind of like, it's open. We don't touch it on purpose, because we're trying to be able to simplify the music. We don't want to define it so much that every chord is super. You can really define it to be a major or a minor, and that's the beauty. I've done this on purpose to help us. You know, later on when you really want to bring out that minor note, then you're going to use more than one finger, and that's for a whole nother series of teachings in the more advanced chords, where you're going to play not just one finger chords, but you're going to use 2, 3, or sometimes all four of them, and if you want, you can add another note here. You can play 5-finger chords if you want. But that's the beauty of what we're trying to do. So you can get away with it being, we're not sure if that's you're not really playing a major or a minor, especially like, remember we played here? Your A, this is your G, up 2 is your A, this is your A note. So you're playing, this is your A minor. The reason why I call it an A minor is because this chord is usually a minor chord, but this chord, the way we play it, because we mute, play, 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 this third string, we're muting it. This could also pass, and we're playing ring, ring. So play, 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 mute. And again, your third string is where you, in our tuning, DADGAD tuning, is where you would play your third in the chord. Because we are kind of ignoring this third, it could be major or minor. So this, we don't know what that third is. It's kind of not defined. So it could pass as a minor or major chord, and I did that on purpose. That's to help me and to help you. So this is an A minor, and this is an A, also an A major. But you have to mute that. This is a B minor, and that's also a B, also. And you could play either one of those things, and that's a bonus that I made just for me and just for you.